Hi everyone, it's Peter from PS Sound, and in this video I would like to show you what we've done in this Porsche Cayenne hybrid. In the previous video, when we showed the Golf Mark 5, the daily simple build, loud and clear type, daily street boomer, I had a bit of a, cheeky moment to show something from this project that we've been working on in the last few weeks, and now it's high time to take a quick video of it, because tomorrow I have to drive it back to the owner, and actually he will see this video later, and all of you, because I can't show it before I hand it over, because it's going to be a bit of a surprise what we've done in the back. This is a OEM Plus style with, we can say, the usual PS Sound extra touch, because we've gone a bit more artistic with the boot design at the back. A car like this could be kept so easily practical, OEM looking. All the amps could be hidden underneath the floor, but we wanted to go a bit further. We were allowed to go a bit further, and we've come up with something like this in the boot. So up front we have three-way system. I will talk about that after we check the boot. I will go to the front and then we will run through the front end. So we have three-way front end, we have two-way rear fill passive, and we have a Morel Ultimo subwoofer here at the back in a sealed enclosure. You will see pictures at the end of this video, then it will make sense what's happening here, because that box looks like there's not even a box, but it's a very shallow box running across the full width of the boot, and we reverse the sub in order to be able to push the sub even closer to the seats. So on the top there's like 2 inch, and then at the bottom probably have like 6 inches depth in that box. It's a 40 liter cubic foot, what is that, like 1.4 cubic foot sealed enclosure for the Morel 12 inch. It's a single 2 ohm driver that we run off a Steg monoblock, the ST1000 monoblock, and we also have a small DST 4 channel that runs the rear fill, and a big Zapco. The big Zapco that you've seen many times in many cars. This amp just seems to deliver pretty well for us. Recently I've heard that many people struggle with quite many Zapco products, which is sad to hear, but so far we've been okay. We had a few little issues, but this amplifier, what it does for the money, it has everything you really need from amplifier. Could we get better ones? Of course we could get a better amplifier, but again, when it comes to value and the price tag, this is doing really well. So that 6 channel runs the three-way front end, that small one runs the rear fill, and then there's another monoblock behind this. Hopefully you will see that from the pictures at the end where we put that. The system is running off a Helix DSP Pro Mark 3, which is all hidden there. The data cable is still coiled up there because I still have to do a bit of tuning. Yeah, but the DSP is down in there. All the RC outputs you can see. So that does the job. We probably got the very first one in UK, and we threw it into the deep water, and it's doing a good job. Just like any other Helix DSP, you have no limitation when it comes to tuning. You have all the features that you need. It's doing great. People could ask why we didn't use the HDSP5 from Zapco, and that was on the cards, but when everything adds up, the overall total bill of a system like this gets pretty high. So I was asked, would we be able to not go with that and have a Helix? Would it still sound great? And I said, yes, I can still make a system sound great, even with Helix. Yes, some people know that I have a sweet spot for the HDSP5, especially when you can upgrade to the ESS 9038 Pro DAC in it. That's something special currently in the market. But we went with the Helix Pro here, which represents very good value, and it does everything that we need. So we've come up with this design, all these crazy lines, which were handmade. Yes, it could be nice to sit down and design something like this, the whole boot on a PC, and soon we will get there. We will have a CNC and we will be able to do crazy stuff. Just press a button at the end and then the machine is gonna all cut it out exact. But yeah, all what you see here has been handmade. Yeah, it was fun. I always enjoy making something from nothing without templates, because that seems to be more creative to me and the end result becomes more unique. I haven't seen a design like this before. Somebody might have done it, I just haven't seen it. But we've come up with something like this. So you will see from the build pictures that that main board is our main structure that's bolted down behind the battery pack, because in there's a huge battery pack for the hybrid system in the car. And then we bolted the sub box to this board. We have brackets behind this trim panel on each side. You will see from the build pictures that secures the sub box, so it's not going to fly anywhere. This panel here around the amp is interference fit, it's push fit, nice and tight. And then all the amps are bolted, machine bolts, machine inserts, and we have, if I can show it, yeah, in there you can see a bolt in there. We have 3 bolts holding the base of this amp rack down. We could have had a smaller cutout only just to show the amplifier, but I like to show the wiring as well. You know, sometimes people want to see what's happening in there, why all that work was spent on it. The power distribution is on that side, the fused on this side, and then the ground distribution is right here, but you will see that again at the end of the video. So this is the back end of the car. It will have a carpet over it for daily use, so it can be loaded with shopping bags and whatnot. So that's that. Then we go to the front. At the back you won't see anything because everything is hidden in the factory door, the two-way rear fuel. Up front, again, here we will need the build pictures because we use the factory location for the mid base, and we went with the Fokker Utopia AWM because the car has space for 8-inch drivers. Then why wouldn't we use 8-inch drivers? And currently there's not much on the market that would be shallow, that would be accurate, transient, musical, that would also keep up with the Accuton Automotive C30AM and C100AM drivers on the pillars. So we have the Fokker AWM in the doors. The outer skin was deadened fully, inner skin as well, the door card usual way. The door card has absorber on it, and we did everything we could. It performs okay. Could it be better? Yes, of course it could be. People know me, I don't like door builds. It's just not the best environment. Some cars have more solid doors. Somehow this door is not performing as well as the Cayenne we built last year, which was called the Secret project. Yeah, we didn't name that project on YouTube. We didn't want people to know that it's a Cayenne because we had worries, as that was the very first Cayenne probably globally pulled apart with a crazy build in it. Yeah, Porsche doesn't really like when people put big systems in their cars. Hopefully with this one it will be, yeah, they will be a bit more sensitive. But you know, when everything is put in professionally, I don't see the issue with it really. But yeah, in the Cayenne, the door was solid. It was great. In this one, I'm not that happy with it. All the manufacturers now are going towards using recycled materials. There's no vinyl in the car, sorry, no proper leather. That door card has never seen leather on it, and it shows. The whole door card is built from so many plastic bits. When you see it from the back, it's just not what I expect from a car like this. Now we did our best job to treat the resonances and vibrations, but still, this is a door build. There's a lot of flex. That driver on decent power from the Zapco is, yeah, that can work hard in those doors. But there's nothing else you would be able to do in a car like this. There's no space in the kicks. You can't cut it up. The factory battery is underneath here. Actually, there's a huge space, a huge battery, and it's probably like 10-inch deep. If that battery could be relocated, and on the other side as well, if there was space, but we didn't see that underneath the floor. There's surely space, but that would require customization. That could be interesting for a crazy build, having mid-base down there like we did in the BMW 6 GT. But in this one, we had to stick to OEM. But we wanted to get the best we could. So yeah, we managed to fit the Accuton automotive mid-end tweeter, because the owner is also a drummer. And yeah, when someone wants the best accuracy and lowest distortion drivers on the market, then currently I can't really suggest anything else other than these. Many people heard the Honda with the tweeters, and 9 out of 10 people who get in the Honda, they all say all the time that PT is just so clean. How is it possible? And yeah, the tweeter is magic. Same way, to be fair, my favorite part from the Accuton Freeway is the mid-range. It's just, oh, it's bliss. It's so sensitive, it's so musical. I love those mids. Yeah, this set is not cheap, that's for sure, and people cannot even buy it. It's not a box shift product. Only authorized dealers can fit them worldwide. Now in America as well, finally I see so many shops who started to use them. Hopefully they get great results and the owners love them. Far East has been building cars now with them, and the feedback seems to be really good. And yeah, it was quite a privilege to be able to fit these first worldwide when we did the Insignia, and then we also had the graphite finish version like in this car the first time when we did the Cayenne last year. So that's definitely a special set of speakers, and what detail comes out of them is out of this world. Is it for everyone? No. These speakers are very, very transparent, and what you put in, that comes out of it. So some people may find it probably too detailed. Some people who like a laid-back, more smoother representation of music, which is not accurate, but they have a preference, and if that's what they like, then they may not choose these speakers. Having said that, I always say it's better to have a system where you get all the detail out of the signal coming from the source through the amplifiers, and you can always take away from that. You can always shape your spectral balance and your system to your preference, to your liking. It's always easier than having a system where you just don't hear the details, and when the speakers can't deliver it, you can't just magically put it back, you can't tune it in. It's not gonna happen. Whereas with these speakers, if they are installed well and tuned well, they just do something stupid, to be fair. So that's the front end. We integrated the factory head unit with the MOST 150 box from NAF TV. So we used the Zen 5 box, and it gives us optical left and right out of the fiber optic line that runs from the head unit straight to the factory Bose amplifier. So we took the factory amp out. You will see from the build pictures where we just literally unplugged everything, and then the fiber optic goes straight into this MOST box, and it gives us optical output straight into the DSP. So this way everything is retained. You can use everything, your hands free kit, the microphone, or the steering wheel buttons, the volume functions, and you get great sound quality out of the head unit. You can also play lossless. It does full phone integration, Apple CarPlay, all those things. So it's easy to live with it. Having said that, we also integrated the hack module in the Helix DSP Pro Mark III. So the owner will be able to stream from his iPad, because he said he would want to play videos in the car at times when he just wants to hop in and just watch great concert videos. So we also added that. We also got the trims in the car all retrimmed, because the owner wanted to change the piano black in the car, which was a nightmare when it comes to fingerprints. Just like here, as you can see, all the trims were like this, but obviously you can't change this because this is all touch surface, touch screen. So yeah, now we have this nice carbon finish all around in the car that our friend did. I may actually put his business link into the description if someone wants Hydrodipped parts, because he makes beautiful parts. He also does paintwork, so it's worth checking his work out. Richard, our friend. So yeah, you gotta check him out. He does some magic. So here we are. I'm not gonna drag this video any longer. I hope to have a demo video playing a bit of music with this system, because I know many people like to hear what this car sound like. A phone recording is never really going to give much back from the reality. You're not going to experience that stereo staging here in the car, the holographic image in the center of the stage. You know, you're not going to experience depth of scale through recording, but at least it gives something to people, for a bit of inspiration. I know many people just wait for the moment to go ahead and do their builds, and they just wait forever, and it just stays a dream. Don't wait for it. If you have a chance, it doesn't matter what equipment you play with or how simple the system is. Even if you use factory locations, you can still have great sound. And I have to mention, because many people don't know, we offer tuning sessions here in UK, not remote tuning sessions. You have to bring your car. I don't care what system you have and where you got it built. I'm happy to help. I'm happy to get it tuned, because there's so much you can get out of the system. And I always tell to everyone that I have 100% guarantee that, you know, if I tune the system, if you don't like it, you don't have to pay. You can go away without paying. But the preset that I make, that's going to be deleted as well. So you can go away with what you came with. That has never happened. Never ever happened, and I'm 100% sure that it will never happen, because we can get so much out of a system once it's properly RTA'd and it's set up correctly. Most people can't believe the difference and what they came with when we load that preset back, and they listen to it. Usually people are just shocked what it was like and what it can be like. We can definitely make the biggest improvement in any system with tuning. It is the biggest value overall in a system. So I have to mention it probably every single video, just to push the importance of tuning, because most people don't care about that. They just take their systems from a shop where they don't have the experience, and they think that, you know, it's just a car, it's fine, it's not going to sound better. Whereas you can have a better sounding system in a car than in your house, and a bit more engaging experience. Most people spend more time on their own in their cars than at home, where, you know, you have wife, kids running around, whatnot. How much time can you spend in your house, in your listening room? Think about it. Most people can hardly spend an hour a week, whereas in your car you spend a lot of time. So it's worth to get your system tuned, no matter what level of installation and system you have. So that's an option. Oh, I didn't show. Oh, conductor. So the conductor, the controller, ended up there because it's easy to access. There's not even any other place where you would be able to put it to. Maybe you would be able to put it here, but then you lose this space, which is handy for your phone to drop in, or car key or anything. If anything I was missing from the car is the wireless charging, or it might have maybe hidden in there. No, it doesn't look like that. Once it's plugged in, then it connects to Apple CarPlay and it charges the phone. But yeah, wireless charging would have been great. So back to conductor, that's our master volume. If we press it once, that's our sub level. One more time, that's our rear fill, where we can attenuate the rear fill, because we run the rear fill differential for daily preset when the owner is the priority, but we also have a preset where the rear fill plays full range when there are passengers at the back, and that can be changed if you press 3 times, and then you have presets there. Currently we only have 2, but we'll have more presets to the time I hand the car over, and then you just press and hold and you can change the preset. It will sound completely different. So that's our little controller, and that's pretty much the system. Yeah, this system, just so people have an idea about what it takes to build something like this, because most people think that it's all about the equipment, whereas installation is everything. If the installation is not right, you can't fix things just by tuning. So overall, this build took 24 days labor. So 24 times 8 hours. So we are at 192 hours plus tuning. So that's where a system like this is. Like the Cayenne we did last year, that was 29 days we did with Lee. Back in the day we did the E63 AMG, which was another big project that took 33 days. So actually 24 days, this build was, yeah, we were pretty efficient with the time. People also have to understand when I say 24 days, that's 24 times 8 hours. It doesn't mean that it wouldn't, you know, it's not possible to build a system like this in 5 days. You can build a system like this in 5 days, but then you need the amount of people to do it. So if you have 5 people, then yeah, you can get it done. If everyone does 40 hours, 5 times 40 hours is 200 hours. You can get a system like this, but currently it's only me and Eddie. So a project like this takes usually 2.5-3 weeks for us to complete. So yes, it has to be mentioned because most people never really think about how long an install can take. The Golf, for example, we shared before this video, that was done in 4 days between me and Eddie. That had 66.5 hours put into it, to be exact, plus tuning. That's on the top of that. That was a way simpler build. Whereas, yeah, there's more fabrication in this one. A lot of fabrication in the boot, all these panels, more amplifiers, more wiring, more delicate A-pillars. So this is where we are with this car. Now I have to mention at the end of the video, I always have to mention that you find the link in the description to our Patreon channel. If anything, that's going to be very interesting for many people. So if you want to see how a car like this is built, then on Patreon we had daily updates of this project. So every day, at the end of the day, we showed what we did. We showed all the little tricks, all the little tips, what to pay attention to, like, you know, mounting or fabrication, whatnot, wiring. We had many tips in those daily videos that I can't process. It would take like 4 or 5 hours of content for YouTube, and we don't have the resources for that. Plus, to be very honest, I cannot share everything publicly. Some people may not like that, but that's the reality. There are not many shops that share the amount of information we do. But if you really want to learn, if you really want to understand what goes into a build like this, then please check out the description, click on Patreon, sign up for a month. If you don't like it, you can sign off, but you can also go back now and watch almost 2 years worth of content where you have a lot to learn from, because we have daily updates, we have RTA evaluations where you will see the RTA evaluation of this car as well. You will see what the drivers are doing, how we got this system play well. We have weekly topics which are very educational. So there's a lot happening on Patreon. It's worth to check it out. All right, I'm gonna leave this video here. I'm drying out again. Peter is talking for 20 odd minutes without stopping. But yeah, we have to show to people what we do, what can be done, and hopefully you all like it, guys. Feel free to share it. Share it to your friends, to people who like audio. Also check out our social sites in description, because on Facebook, especially under the event section, we always have friendly meetings and we share the information to those meetings over there. We will have a meeting coming up on the 1st of October, Saturday in Brighton, at Brighton Marina, at the car park, right at the back of the car park after the cinema. We are always up on the 5th floor, right almost on the top where it's empty. So we have free car park, and usually we have 15-20 cars minimum. Sometimes we have 30-40 people coming around, and people can listen to many great sounding cars. You can jump in and out of cars. You can hear cars like this. Probably this is not going to be there because this is 5 hours away from Brighton. I don't think the owner is going to pop down to a meeting with it. Well, you never know. But those friendly meetings are always great, because people can listen to crazy systems like this, and even simple builds from enthusiasts built by themselves. You can see other shops builds on meetings like that. So check out the links especially to Facebook. And then you can also check out our Instagram, where we have quite many pictures. We've been a bit lazy with Instagram lately, but we have many pictures over there as well. Some people prefer pictures. And on that note, from now on, please enjoy the build pictures right at the end of the video. And I'm going to leave it there. And I will see you in the next one. Take care.